Hello everyone, it is Jonathan, and today I am ranking the Star Wars movies from worst to best. For this list, I am only doing the live action movies, so the Clone Wars animated movie won't be included. Give me your own ranking in the comments down below, and be sure to stay until the end of the video for an announcement. Let's get right into it. At the bottom is episode 2. I think that most of us can agree that this is the worst Star Wars film. The Anakin and Padme love story didn't feel authentic, and it was filler to the main plot of the movie. George Lucas should have written their scenes better, and Anakin saying,
I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
when talking with Padme comes across as really corny. I don't blame Hayden Christensen's acting for Anakin being a whiny teenager in this movie, but he should have been more developed. When Anakin went on a rampage after the Tusken Raiders killed his mother, that was one of the few character-defining moments he had in the entire movie. The only thing I liked about the movie was Obi-Wan's mission to capture Jango Fett, because it was like watching a detective movie. But I am biased since he is my favorite character, but even he couldn't make up for a subpar movie. At number 7 is episode 1. You may be thinking that Jar Jar is one of the reasons why I think this movie isn't great, but he wasn't annoying to me at all. This movie is boring because of the politics surrounding the plot, but I still enjoyed some aspects of the movie such as Qui-Gon Jinn, the pod racing, and the lightsaber duel towards the end of the movie. But when you put this film in line with the rest of the movies, it's an unnecessary episode. At number 6 is episode 4. Even though this is the film that started the entire Star Wars franchise, I'm not letting nostalgia get in the way of critiquing the movie. Don't get me wrong, the movie was great in all areas except that the plot was slow paced until Leia was rescued from the Death Star and what followed afterward. Because of this, it's one of the last Star Wars movies I rewatched when I viewed them all. At number 5 is the most recent release. Rogue One was a refreshing side story, and I love the diversity of the characters in the movie, as well as having a suspenseful plot, and it had great action scenes in the third act of the movie. It's one of the more entertaining Star Wars films, which is why I placed it above episode 4. I also appreciated its darker tone compared to the other films in the franchise, and we finally see Darth Vader in his prime. At number 4 is episode 5. Many people consider this to be the best Star Wars film, and I'm not going to argue against them on that. It just comes down to personal preference for me. Honestly, this is the most cohesive film because it stays focused on the main storyline. The acting from the cast was superb, and the space battles, along with the lightsaber duel, were fantastic. But most importantly,
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
at number 3 is episode 6. This is my favorite of the original trilogy, and I believe that it is underrated. I've seen that the Ewoks defeating the Empire is the reason that this movie isn't loved as much, but when you combine a group of intelligent beings with the Rebel Alliance, the way the Empire was defeated can't be criticized as much. And episode 6 has some of the best moments in Star Wars, such as Han's rescue from Jabba, the 3-part climax of the space battle, the battle on Endor, and the Death Star scenes with the Emperor, Vader, and Luke. Darth Vader's redemption was the highlight of the original trilogy to me, which was capped off by a happy ending for everybody. At number 2 is episode 7. The general consensus is that The Force Awakens is just a copy of A New Hope. I agree that it is a copy, but it was more entertaining than the original, and it was better for Disney to play it safe after seeing how the prequels were received by the fanbase. This is the only Star Wars film where I cared about all of the main characters because their personalities were fully developed. For the new trilogy, Kylo Ren is my favorite character even though he killed Han Solo. And I know that there's criticisms with Rey being able to use the Force and defeat Kylo Ren so easily, but I believe The Last Jedi will explore this more in depth, and this movie also deserves credit for being the only Star Wars film to end on a cliffhanger. At number 1 is episode 3, which is my favorite in the series. Because this is a prequel movie, it's automatically looked down upon. Yes, some of the acting and dialogue is bad, but this was the most suspenseful Star Wars movie. During the entire movie, the main plot continued to progress, which helped me overlook its mistakes. The best lightsaber duels were also found in episode 3, and you could feel the emotion that's present in all of those scenes. Anakin's fall to the dark side was presented as sympathetic, and I love that he was a tragic hero archetype. And seeing the end of his brotherhood with Obi-Wan, as well as ruining his marriage with Padme, just added on to it. This ended up making it the darkest Star Wars movie, which boosted its ranking because the film tried something different and executed it well. Thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with all your friends. I will be making a review for Spider-Man Homecoming and a ranking video for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so just stay tuned for that. As always, have a great day.